as I go to step onto the escalator, I can just feel a presence trying to step on at the same time as me. And just being a man, I'm like, I have to step on first. Like, who the fuck this cunt think he is? And I look up and I see the beard and I thought, I fucked it big time. I look up and see the beard and Khamzat Chimaev by in all his glory.
Have you seen any of the UFC cards coming up?
Yeah, my arch nemesis fighting June 22nd, Khamzat Chimaev. But yeah, no, I've seen that card looks unreal, isn't it?
The arch nemesis. Remember you were telling me this. You nearly had a scrap with him over.
Yeah,
over
me and in Vegas, but I nearly had to put him to sleep at one stage. So
that would have went very well for you, I'd say.
I reckon I would have gave him a good goal. Like.
Did you know who he was?
I know who he was. Yeah, I was shaking in my boots, big time. But he's much bigger than I thought he would be. So obviously you hear Joe Rogan and these boys going on about Khamzat. He's huge, he's massive. But basically what happened was. LA or Vegas casinos full of escalators, lifts, whatever. You know the escalators, like like the stairs that moves.
What is it? Stairs that
moves. Yeah, they're handy. Yo. I'm walking. Picture this now, right in your head. Here it is, the escalator. I'm trying to go up to the next floor. Get on with my day, right?
As you do on an escalator.
It's actually a fight week. It's Tony was fighting Nate Diaz main event. I'm there to support Tony, Callum. We're all there. And as I go to step onto the escalator, I can just feel a presence trying to step on at the same time as me. And just being a man, I'm like, I have to step on first. Like, who the fuck this cunt think he is? And I look up and I see the beard and I thought, I fucked it big time. I look up and see the beard and Khamzat Chimaev by in all his glory. Big fella.
Did you step back double quick or did you keep
going? I shit the bed. Yeah, I left
him. Shake his hand. How are you getting on?
Hi Khamzat, how are you, boy? Second turns his back then. This fella.
Yeah, boy.
I was saying to the boys, one more look of him and he's getting it. But he's big, boy. I was standing right behind him on the escalator and he's an animal.
It would be great to see him more active, man. He came into the UFC like a fucking rocket and just fizzled out.
Yeah, I think that's kind of due to the visa stuff as well, but I think he'd be literally 10 times bigger if he was able to fight in the US.
Yeah.
So many of his fights have been put back because of that. And that fight, funnily enough, in Vegas was the fight where he missed weight and he went mental and he ran into the, and I was there.
When he fought Kevin Holland.
He sprinted into the ring and everyone went into the cage and was like, what's going on? He runs in, literally ragdolls him. I have videos on my phone, I'll send them to you actually, we can pop them in.
Absolutely
I have videos of me, ring cage side, he's throwing Holland around, hammers him, gets on the mic, I kill everyone. And I'm inside the place like, this fella's demented.
Yeah.
And then I was thinking in my head, thank God I didn't attack him at the escalator.
Yeah, that wouldn't have
because it would have been game over.
Yeah, you would have been unconscious on the escalator.
I'd have been smashed going up the fucking thing.
But I think he's going to have a very interesting fight against Whittaker. It'd be great to see, because I think at middleweight he hasn't really been tested yet. He only fought Usman, wouldn't it?
And Gilbert Burns.
That wasn't middleweight though.
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah, middleweight, yeah.
So it'd be interesting because Usman's not obviously a natural middleweight, and people say like, oh, he had a tough time against Usman, and if the fight went 5 rounds, who knows how it would have went. But I actually met Khamzat over in All Stars before he was anybody.
Really?
Yeah. I was over there with Darren Stewart for a week, and we walked into the training room. We arrived, let's say, on the Monday, like lunchtime, so we went to the evening session, and it was an OG grappling session. So he walks in, and they were like, hello, nice to meet you, Darren, you jump in there with this fella. I looked at your man and I was like, he's going to be a fucking handy cunt. Obviously, like ears all cauliflowered, just Russian hitting him with the beard. And obviously, Darren had a tough time with him. Like, and I know like Darren Stewart is an animal, like so strong. And Khamzat was just fucking. I didn't know who Khamzat was at the time. Just tap, and Darren was like, fucking hell, man, it must be like jet lag or something. I was like, boy, our flight, like, but anyway. And I was like, look, sparring's tomorrow. You're going to see him again tomorrow. Like, just fucking do your thing in the striking. Exactly. Like, have your go off him. So, rocks up the next day to the striking session and moving around the room with different people. He goes, Khamzat. I was there watching. I was like, if I hadn't seen Khamzat the day before and thinking he was like some grappling world champion, I would have thought he was a Thai boxing world champion. He was that good.
How?
I was just, I don't know, man. It? Well, apparently then, so after that, I asked Medji, who owns All Stars, I was like, who is this fella? And he was like, brother, he's going to be the #1 best in the world. He was like telling me that he wanted to be that the Swedish Olympic team wanted him to train with them in wrestling because he was so good. Wow. And he said he just turns up to the gym every day first thing in the morning, and he lived there for like 2 years when he went to Sweden, when they they asked him to join All Stars. He lived there for like 2 years. They're sleeping on the mats, training every day, all day.
Smashing everybody.
Smashing everybody. I saw him, I suppose I shouldn't be telling training room stories, but I saw him smash from people that he shouldn't be smashing. Like,
he's a freak,
heavyweights, light heavyweights. Like,
and who was he smashing?
Nah.
But it's one of them things as well where I feel like people always say like, oh, this fella is the next fella, but he is.
I'll
like,
tell one story because this isn't too bad, right? So,
right. Exclusives here.
I watched him with Alexander Gustafsson, and Gustafsson was kind of just out of it, just retired. So he was big, like he was big at the time. Yeah. And they were sparring, MMA sparring, but they weren't like, they were sparring, but not like very competitive.
Yeah.
But at one stage, Khamzat got him in a what's it called, like a double under position, like under the balls basically.
Yeah.
Lifted him up.
All right.
And carried him over to the cage, put him down.
Not a bother.
Not a bother to him.
Lad. Yeah.
Made it look like he was carrying like his baby, like just like.
But even stories like these now do like I wish he was more active. I wish they got him to fights that, you know, better fights sooner. And
as you said, the visa thing is a massive
but he fought in Vegas that time, so I'm like, what happened? Like,
what happened? Russia invaded Ukraine, I think.
Oh yeah, that's actually, I forgot about
that. That was the thing. I think that was but is there, I don't know, like I was imagining that might be something to do with it.
I don't know, but like when I saw him that time, obviously I'd never seen him before. I never saw him in person fight, but I was just buzzing to even be able to say, no, I've seen him fight, because he's obviously going to go on to be insane, like, even though he already is. But even after that fight, like, that was an iconic post-fight speech. He's just screeching, and I remember everyone inside there was like kind of looking around me like, this fella, what's he even on about? Everyone was getting a bit freaked by, he's going to go mental here. He starts smashing everyone, jump the cage.
And if you hear, he was saying that apparently they told him stop cutting weight. That's why he didn't make weight.
Yeah.
It was in Vegas, yeah?
In Vegas. Yeah. That was the most mental weekend. The first time I ever met Tony. And like, one day before the card, he's supposed to fight this fella, and it just, the whole thing went up in his head because Khamzat missed weight. Then Kevin fought him because Tony was meant to fight Li Jingliang.
Yeah.
But then it all went belly up.
So that fight got put off the card, or?
Yeah, and then Tony wasn't even wasn't even the main event originally, but then when he went to fight Nate, that went main event.
Exactly.
What a buzz. But
it turned out again like UFC pulled it out of the bag. But
you know, it was such a weird buzz with that. Actually, was like Tony is always the fan favorite. Like when you being with Tony, no matter where we've ever gone, like the fans are obsessed with him. Like, you know, his reputation. Like, people love him. And only other person in the UFC that could have probably rivaled him at that time was Nate, because Nate's fans. So when we were I remember being at the weigh-in, the ceremonial, lad, I was rattled by, because we were all Tony's crew. Like, we were actually in the team right by the stage. All our seats had Tony Ferguson's name on them, you know, and about 2 rows in front, all Nate Diaz's crew, but they're actual all MMA killers. And here's me, young fella from Cove.
Khamzat.
Here's me, right, a young fella from Cork, sitting 2 rows behind Nate Diaz's whole team, and there was kind of murmurs between both the teams that it could get a bit rowdy, and like Tony was like saying to us, boys, if shit kicks off now, like, you know, and I was there thinking, this fella's gone demented. And a few of the boys were like, yeah, whatever, boy, we're here for anything. And shit kicks off, boy. Do you know who was in Nate's crew and all? You know that Brazilian fella, boy, who has the massive neck tat, boy. I won't know, but there was literally
UFC fighter.
Like, there was literally Nate's whole crew was just UFC boys, all cauliflower ears between them. And here's me sitting there thinking, if something kicks off, I'm done here.
Yeah. You'd have to just go, my phone's ringing, boys.
Yeah, my mum's calling. God.
But I'd say half at least of Nate Diaz's press conferences have ended up in his team getting in a scrap. Like, the McGregor press conferences, there were scraps. The one with fucking Jorge Masvidal.
Literally the other day. What about that? Nate Diaz, Jorge Masvidal. Massive brawl kicks off.
Massive.
Like, it's like, but the two of them are like, they're both the same. That's when you're going to get gangsters, a guaranteed scrap.
Yeah, he just walked off the stage, said he wasn't doing a face off or anything.
He's tapped.
Tapped, man. But look, again, he's done so much, he can fucking do what he wants, really. Yeah. And people will still watch him.
Yeah. Episode 2.
Yes, boys.
Finito. Unbelievable, boys. Right, lads. Make sure you're back for next week.
Yes.
Callum Walsh, Tabitha Ritchie, we're going to have him in here live. We're going to grill him.
That's going to be some crack.
Talk all things fighting, boys.
Some crack in the house.
Some crack in the house, boys. See you next week.
Boo.
Peace.